Hi, guys. Welcome to the Beyond Your Belief experience. I'm so excited to have you here. We're having a really cool time here this week as we focus on different easy energy tools. I'm just getting my cameras all lined up to be on Facebook and Instagram at the same time. Hi, everybody. So I am giving you guys a lot of easy energy tools this week to go beyond your old negative belief systems, beyond your old stuck energy patterns, because we are allowed to and able to, and it's kind of easy to go beyond the old stuff and just create a new reality for ourselves. It takes a little bit of persistence, but we can do it. Yesterday we talked about going beyond anxiety, and today we're going to talk about moving out of old relationship types that you're sick of and moving into either brand new relationships or taking the ones that you're already in and making them more connected and deeper and more loving. And we're going to especially focus today on soulmate relationships. The main thing that clients come to me for is relationships. And that is a little surprising to me sometimes when they come in and say something like, I have breast cancer. And I'm like, oh, wow, okay, we're going to be working on cancer, And then they say, but I just really want to work on my relationship with my husband or with my children. Or at a certain point in my practice, I started to go from having a lot of clients who were really struggling with poverty and illness. And then I got people just by word of mouth who were more, they were just successful business people and they were a little wealthier. And I was like, wow, now I'm gonna, really be working with a whole new set of some kind of, upper level problems. I don't know. And it was exactly the same thing. These wealthy, successful people had exactly the same relationship issues and concerns as every other poverty-stricken, not completely healthy person that I knew or worked with. And why? Because relationships are love. We need love. We need our relationships. We need our soulmates. Some people are perfectly happy living by themselves, and that's cool. Most people that I know that come to me really want their soulmate. And we are going to do a few things today to help you to clear any old stuff and to call in your soulmate. Or a lot of you already have your soulmate, you're living with them, but like I said, you want that to be better. And we've got stuff for that too. Okay, so the relationships I mentioned yesterday, if you were here, the relationships that we have as adults almost always follow the pattern of the relationships that we had in our lives as children. This is a little bit of bad news for a lot of people, but it's okay because we can change it. So why do we do that? Why do we grow up in a home where the relationships are horrible and not loving and hurtful, and we finally get out of there and then we go and create basically the same stuff with new people? Okay, not because we're gluttons for punishment, but because our souls are trying to learn lessons. Hi, you guys. It's so nice to see everybody. Becca, Anna, Cynthia, Natasha, everybody. Hi, Leon, I think is here. So that's what our souls are doing. Our souls want to learn lessons, and our soul will keep repeating the same type of thing until we figure it out. And once we learn the lesson, we're done with that kind of relationship and we can move on and have wonderful relationships. And let me give you a big hint. The main thing, I think, that our souls want to learn, it's not even that hard. That's why we're going to focus on it today, and you're going to get this thing. In my experience, the main thing our souls want to learn is how to receive unconditional love and acceptance, and how to give unconditional love and acceptance. And that's to ourselves, with others, and with the divine energy, source, the universe. We're going to talk more about those things in a minute. And also, I think a huge lesson that people might not be aware of, but their souls really want to learn it, is to know their own worth. most people don't understand their own worth. There's a lot of like scales of worth in our society that are not very accurate scales, but a lot of people go by them. But if you know your own worth, your relationships, especially your significant other relationships, are going to be so much more beautiful. Same thing with joy. Our souls came here to learn joy. And some of us, especially us, like really like spiritual people who want to learn lessons, we're like, yes, I'm learning things, It's like, yeah, could you learn joy? Could you learn lightness? I've had to really like work on that. I've had to work on being light because I tend to be just really, really serious and heavy. But there's stuff we can do to change that. All right, so I want to tell you my relationship theory. I have a relationship theory that is we have relationships in 4 directions. The first direction I would say is up. So think of an up arrow. That relationship with the universe, with source, with the divine. Whatever you believe or don't believe, you do have a relationship with the universe. And so whatever you call it, however much you might have been damaged or disagree with like religious institutions, you don't have to go by their language or their beliefs, but you do still have a relationship with the universe with a capital U, And so there's that relationship. And then there's the down relationship, the arrow down to the earth. So we are living on this planet now, and we are living in this physical reality now. We just are. If you're here, you might not want to be here, particularly. You might remember vividly or just have a sense of that you really belong in another realm, in a more angelic, celestial realm. And like, I'm sure you're right, we're all part of other realms. But for some reason, you decided to come here to this earth and have this experience. And it wasn't a mistake. And you're going to be here for a little while. So, you might want to work on that relationship and just ground yourself and know, here I am on this planet. And again, the lessons that your soul has to learn are not all like hard and horrible. A lot of you guys came here to learn how much joy can be had here, even when you have this physical body. We're going to talk more about our bodies on Saturday if you want to join in. So there's the up arrow, right? There's the down arrow. And then I know you want me to get to the across arrow with like other people, but first there's the within arrow. So I think of it as a like circular, like snail's shell arrow. And that's your relationship with yourself. And even if you manage to avoid all other people, and with COVID, that's become a little bit easier. I know quite a few people who did not mind lockdown. They're like, oh, thank God. Now I don't have to go to work anymore. Now I don't have to pretend I like my family anymore. They just wanted to be alone. But you cannot escape your relationship with yourself. There you are, And so maybe accept the download that I'm going to give you guys in a few minutes. I'm going to observe from the universe of I actually love and accept myself. Even if you really want to change, ironically, accepting yourself is the first step to change. So there's that within arrow. And then there's the across arrow. And that's the one that a lot of us are like, please come on, I just want my soulmate, or I just want my relationship with my soulmate to be like a lot better than it is. Or even with my soul family, if you're not particularly into finding or improving your relationship with your soulmate, you need more than just a soulmate. You need, and you have, a soul family, the people that like you vibrate with, your tribe, and you want to be okay with them too. So those are the 4 directions of relationships. And in order for them to have balance, and in order for you to feel like you're thriving, there has to be a certain amount of flowing energy in each one of those directions. So that's what we're working on today. So, and you can work, or I don't know, that word work is sounding a little heavy to me. I keep saying it, but it's like you can focus on, you can receive and channel healing for your relationships with yourself, the earth, and the universe, whether or not you have that soulmate yet. You can always be doing that stuff, and that's always going to serve you, and it's always going to serve other people as well. And that's why you came here. So I'd love to tell you about some of the very most common belief systems that I have found with clients over the past 15 years. Now, when I talk about belief systems, I'm largely talking about all the beautiful information I've learned in theta healing, which is this really cool technique created by Diana Steibel. So in all of my work with clients, here's a few of the beliefs about relationships that I found really blocked people the very most. Okay. I think probably the number one, these are not in order, but I think the really number one belief that blocks people from receiving love, and they want to receive love. They're like, why can't I find love? I think I'm a pretty good person. And I think I do all these, wonderful things. And they have a belief. Now, keep in mind, sometimes your beliefs are conscious, but a lot of times they're subconscious beliefs. And so if I say to somebody, do you feel like you deserve love? Most of the time, they will answer, yeah, of course I deserve love, because that's a question they know the answer to consciously. They're like, yeah, because everybody deserves love, right? So yes. But when I energy test them, muscle test like this, or the standing up way, there's all different kinds of ways to energy test or muscle test, I get a no. Most people have a subconscious belief, hi Susan, that they do not deserve love. And this could be for a lot of different reasons. It could be that you didn't receive love in your childhood, or it could be that you did receive a lot of love, but it was mixed in with a little bit of like perfectionism. So, you didn't get straight A's and you felt like your parents didn't love you when you didn't, and of course they loved you, but like it's mixed up. It's easy to get mixed up. Or even if you had your parents divorced, or one of your parents died, perhaps, you might have a belief from that, oh no, the love was taken away. It must be that I don't deserve it. Children are very egocentric like that. They think that whatever happens around them is because of them. So we store beliefs in ourselves from when we were kids, even though we know better now. So there's that I don't deserve love thing. Yeah, and Leanne is putting these beliefs up here. If you're watching live and you can see the comments, the first most common one is I don't deserve love. The next one is love always hurts. Sometimes we do get hurt in love relationships, right? But if you have a belief that love always hurts, that could be why you are not going out there and having a relationship with your soulmate, because if it's definitely gonna hurt, then why would you? Another belief really common is whenever I love someone, they abandon me or they betray me. And again, this can be from when you were a kid. If your parents got divorced, you might have felt betrayed. Even if you had great parents and they loved you and they were together and they were there for you, it's hard to be a parent, and maybe they were working all the time and you felt like, oh my gosh, I'm being raised by school and a babysitter, and I guess my parents have abandoned me. It's very subconscious. So we can change that. Another common one is if I got married, I would have to sacrifice who I really am. So I had quite a few clients at one point coming to me who wanted really badly to get married and have kids. And they felt like they weren't asking that much. Like that's just what people do. And they couldn't get it. And they had a subconscious belief that if they did get married, they would have to give up who they really were. And they had worked really hard to become who they really were. They had worked really hard at their career, or just to be, the person that they really wanted to be, instead of like some kind of other version of themselves that their parents had wanted them to be or something. So you don't want that belief. And also, here's a really common one, and it's really mostly, again, women who would come in really, really, really wanting their soulmate, and they were like great at having relationships, or they seemed like they were, and they would like have a great relationship, and then that guy would break up with them and then would start dating somebody else and would get married to the next woman. So that's hurtful. And with quite a few people, we found the belief it's my job to save or teach my soulmate about love. So, what happens is if you have that belief, your relationship with your significant other, the energy of it won't be really soulmate to soulmate. It will be like teacher to student, or even like helper to victim, and you like teach them and teach them and teach them about love, and they learn, and you're like, oh, this is so wonderful and beautiful. Now we can get married. He understands love. And then they leave. Why? Because you don't want to marry your teacher. You don't want to marry the person who is saving you. So if you change that energy within yourself, that by changing that belief, it's my job to teach men about love. It's my job to save men. It's not your job. In healthy soulmate relationships, of course, we sometimes help each other and we sometimes teach each other, but it's kind of, it's a back and forth. It's kind of equal, or like eventually evens out. We take turns. It's not just one person always teaching or saving the other. So these are really important belief systems to change. I don't feel completely comfortable just in our little thing today going, okay, I'm going to change those for you. These are things that are deep belief systems. And so Vianna, the founder of Theta Healing, has taught us to really delve in and not do like Band-Aid belief work. I'm calling your attention to these things. But what I'm going to do is give you some downloads right now that will really go a long ways toward changing these belief systems, and you yourself can change them. You can always arrange a one-on-one session with me. You can also contact me if you want to be part of like maybe 4-part or 6-part series where we focus on soulmate belief work, or soulmate, changing yourself so that you have a beautiful soulmate relationship. And I will put that together, and it'll be really kind of cool to do it in a small group. We can do it via Zoom, private Zoom, obviously. And we could do that once a week, and we can change these beliefs and more. But I would want to work with you a little bit where you guys can talk to, and it's not just me talking at you, okay? And you can find resources to change your own beliefs. You can go to, of course, beyondyourbelief.com, which is my website. You can go to thetahealing.com. You can go and buy the book Theta Healing. Anywhere that you can buy books, you can get it for $5 used if you want, and change your own belief systems. Because I'm not here just to pull you into my stuff. I'm here just to give you anything that you need to heal your life. Okay. So you definitely can change your belief systems, but you do have to know how to do it, and do it at all the different levels that your beliefs are stored at. But right now I'm just going to give you some downloads, and then we're going to get to some really, really cool chakra and meridian work. And then we're going to do a beautiful visualization that I channel just for you guys to deepen your soulmate relationships and to attract your soulmate mates to you. So, ready for some good downloads? Okay. So would you like to know, so this downloads are, of course, just like if you don't have a certain program on your computer, you download it from the internet. So if you don't have a certain program of beliefs or feelings, we can download that with your permission from the universe, from source, from that divine energy that flows through all things. So just say yes. If you want to receive this energy, I'm going to kind of list them all, and then I'm going to give them to you, and this will work whether you're watching live or the recording. So would you like to know that it's possible and safe, what it feels like and how, and that you deserve to give and receive unconditional love, acceptance, and approval? And would you like to know that it's possible and safe, what it feels like and how, and that you deserve to love, accept, and approve of yourself unconditionally? and to give and receive forgiveness. While we're at that, let me give you the highest and best definition of forgiveness, because this is really important in soulmate relationships. It doesn't mean that you pretend it never happened. It doesn't mean that you forget about it even. It means that you unhook yourself, you get the lesson from whatever that experience with that person was, and then you unhook yourself from it so you don't have like all these jabby hooks pointing out from you energetically anymore. And if anything like that comes at you again, it'll have nothing to hook onto, you know? So forgiveness is pretty vital. So would you like to also know that it's possible and safe what it feels like and how, and that you deserve to understand your own worth and your own beauty and attractiveness, and what it feels like and how to live your day-to-day life without being abandoned and without abandoning yourself, and what it feels like to set and uphold good boundaries. This is a really big thing, and it might be even what I do my next Too Much Tuesday on next week, because boundaries are like, they keep coming up again and again lately with my clients. So it's a really good thing to know that. And would you like to know that it's possible and safe what it feels like now that you deserve to enjoy your soulmate without having to constantly save or help or teach them? And finally, would you like to know that it's possible and safe what it feels like and how, and that you deserve to be who you are and accomplish your life's purpose and have a soulmate all at the same time? So I'm going to download all of those things if you would like them from the universe to you now. And now we get to talk about chakras. Okay, so chakras are a word that we can't even agree how to say because some people say chakras. It's a word that, and a concept, I think, that originated in India. It's definitely a word from India. And the interpretation is just like a swirling disc, revolving disc. I know that to some people who grew up Christian, or if you're Jewish, or if you're just like American, you know, like, I don't believe in all that stuff, you know, it sounds like a foreign concept to you. I get it. But chakras are just energy centers or energy stations, and they have now been proven to exist. You know how I love stuff like this. So, you know, it's something that in the Eastern traditions they've believed in for a long time. Now, Western medicine has done some tests, like we like to do, and found that there are electrical oscillations in the skin above each chakra. Oh, so I didn't tell you what they were. So they're energy centers that start at the base of your spine and go, there's 7 of them. Some people say there's 5, some people say there's 10, but there's kind of 7 basic ones, from the bottom of your spine all the way up to the top of your head. Okay. And so they have found that there are electrical oscillations above each chakra area that vibrate at 100 to 1600 cycles per second, as compared to like the brain, the skin just above the brain cycles at 0 to 100 cycles per second, above the muscles at 225 cycles per second, above the heart at 250 cycles per second. It's over here. And again, above these energy centers at 100 to 1600 cycles per second. That's a big difference. So there's a lot that you can do with chakras. A lot of people specialize in chakra healing. I'm starting to do more and more chakra work myself. We're just going to focus on one little chakra exercise today that's really cool and really easy. So your heart chakra, obviously we're going to focus on that because that is the where we have a lot of our emotions of love. The heart chakra is right here, and it bathes the so each chakra bathes the organs that it's around, and also the emotions that we store in those organs. So the heart chakra would be the heart, obviously. The lungs, which have either joy or grief or both. The thymus and the pericardial sac, which is around the heart and protects it. So what you can do above any chakra, actually, to help the energy flow in the correct direction, because you might have heard me say that we all have energy and we're all in polarity, and our energy should be flowing kind of like this. And if we're really upset or really sick, or even a little upset or a little sick, our energy is flowing kind of backwards and kind of chaotically, or kind of like homolaterally, instead of going like this, like a DNA helix, okay? So one thing that we can do for the energy in our chakras to help it flow the right way is, if you have heartache, and I think most of us have had heartache, if you have heartache, you can go above your heart chakra and do a counterclockwise motion. Okay, so counterclockwise, pretend that you're like a grandfather clock. So the clock is looking outwards. So counterclockwise would be this way. Um, if you're really young and you just use digital clocks, my kids don't know what counterclockwise means. Think of it that you're going up on the left side of your body, down on the right side of your body. Okay, just go like this. You're going over your heart, and if you're kind of attuned to it, if you're really sensitive, you might be able to feel it. Go over, feel kind of something happening. Go over your heart like this, and you're just kind of stirring, literally stirring the energy around like this. And you're going counterclockwise to kind of stir up that energy that's yucky or hurtful. You can do this actually, you guys keep doing it above your hearts. You can do this actually above your stomach, this meridian, the solar plexus chakra. If you have indigestion, or like if your child has a tummy ache, they love this. So this is the only thing that my younger daughter, energy work, that she lets me do on her right now, because she just is like done with my energy work. But she always asks me if her stomach hurts, do your thing. And you can or you can have them do a counterclockwise motion over their tummies. And then, so you're doing it over your heart, right? Go like that. So get the, like that. Just throw the energy off. And then right away, go in a clockwise motion. So you're right over your heart chakra, or if you are doing that tummy thing on your kid because they have a stomach ache, over whatever chakra you are doing it over. Okay, go in the clockwise direction. So clockwise is going up on the right and down on the left. Okay. And again, if you're sensitive, you might feel like, oh yeah, that feels better. The other way, clearing it, will feel like not so great. This way will feel good. Try to do it this way, like twice as long as you did the clearing way, okay? And you don't have to throw the energy off when it's going clockwise. You just go like this, and I like to, at the end, go like this, okay? So that's a nice little chakra clearing you can do. I'm learning about chakras through Donna Eden, energy medicine, and Donna has really a lot to say about chakras, but a lot of people do. So this is another exercise that Donna Eden teaches, is to go like this. And I think I showed you yesterday to even go like this. Okay, now we're going to talk really quick about meridians. So meridians are energy pathways. Again, meridians are something that in the Eastern traditions, they have believed in and known about and practiced healing on for 5,000 or more years. But it's something that Western medicine was like, no, we don't believe in it. We can't see it. Lately, in the past 20 years or so, they have detected the meridians, even in Western medical research. So now they believe in it. They've taken infrared photography pictures and also injected radioactive isotopes into acupuncture points. Sounds kind of crazy, right? Like, did the people like crawl up the walls like spiders after that? No, I don't know. Probably not. Don't go by me. But they injected radioactive isotopes into acupuncture points, and that revealed very, very, very fine duct-like tubules, tiny little tubes. And guess what? The infrared pictures and the radioactive isotope images aligned exactly with the Eastern medicine pictures and knowledge of meridians. This stuff makes me just geek out, because it's just like, it's true, it's true, it's true. Have you ever been to the acupuncturist and seen those big posters they have on the walls of the different systems and the energy centers and the meridians? Now, I don't think the Western medical doctors have them on their walls, but now Western medicine has proven that those things are for real. So anyway, you don't have to remember all that. All you have to know is that meridians are like little energy highways. And what happens on highways? Sometimes the traffic flows and it's fine and everybody's happy. And sometimes what? The traffic gets congested and backs up and everybody is upset. So this is what happens with your meridians too. Actually, did you know that in Japan, they do tests? So you know how you have a yearly physical sometimes for insurance purposes? In Japan, they test the different meridians. Only the people whose meridians tested weak have to go on and do the full physical because something is probably wrong. Our bodies always indicate, oh, so somebody said, I'm going to look, Allie. I'm going to look for that study with the meridians. That's so cool. It is really cool. If you go to beyondyourbelief.com, I do have just a few of these studies. I mean, there's a lot of studies, but just a few of these studies on my website. If you click on EFT, if you go to, where is it, Leanne? If you go to modalities, if you go to about, and then you go to modalities and you go to EFT and you go to the footnotes, some of the stuff is in there. I don't think the radioactive isotope one is in there, but some of the stuff is in there and it'll refer you to other things. And it's so cool. Oh, also in the resources section of my website, there's a lot of amazing books and some really informative websites there. Okay, so yes, the meridians in your body will indicate, if you know how to test them, when there's a problem before it shows up as illness in your body. So it's really, really cool, you guys. Okay. But right now, what we're going to do is trace the heart meridian, okay? It's a really simple one to trace. First, we're going to flush it. We're only going to flush it one time. Will you all promise me, please, that you'll only flush it one time? Okay, you are going to go. It's backwards. Here, you're gonna take your pinky. I can't do it. You're gonna go, this is flushing, you're only gonna do this one time. You're gonna go from your pinky, because that's where the heart meridian starts, or ends actually, and trace like this on the inner part of your arm, all the way up to your armpit, okay? How many times do you flush? One time. And then you're gonna trace it, because that clears the energy. You're going to trace it, starting at your armpit and going down the inside of your arm, all the way down to your pinky, and then boop, off your pinky, okay? And you're going to do that 3 times, and we're going to do it on each side. And what you're doing is taking the radioactive, not radioactive. I'm still in that Spider-Man thing. You're taking the electromagnetic current in your hand, boop, and using it to influence the electromagnetic currents that are going through these meridian systems. Boop. It only works if you say boop. I'm just kidding. Okay, so how many times do we flush? Once. We're going to flush the other side, starting at the pinky. We're getting rid of all that congestion. We're getting rid of the traffic jam. Okay, and now we're 3 times going to trace the meridian like this and off the end. Boop. Okay, 3 times. You're just showing your energy. Flow this way, flow this way. It's okay. I know you got hurt a few times, little heart. Now it's safe to flow. Okay. So that is just tracing your heart meridian. Now you know how to do that. And you can do that. You don't have to keep flushing it over and over, but you can just trace it a few times a day or a couple times a week if you want, or whenever you feel kind of not loved, you know? You can do that. And we're going to do I know that we're taking a little bit of extra time today, but we're going to do a really cool visualization in just a sec. Okay. And now you know how to also do what Leanne said, boop, why only one time? Because it's actually a pretty powerful thing and you don't need to keep flushing it over and over and over. I don't want you to feel weird. You just flush it one time. That's it. The main thing to do is trace it. You don't want to teach your body. It's like I don't know, in New York City, I don't know if you guys have this in other places. In New York City, you have to flush your radiators in the fall because we have like water radiators here and it gets very, I don't know why, but you just have to flush the radiators or they won't work. I guess it gets like like crap in there. I don't know. Um, but you have to flush your radiators. And so you do that and then your radiators work, but you don't keep flushing them every day all year, just one time a year. Okay. So with our meridians, we're showing them which way to go. Go like this, go like this. Okay. You only have to flush it a little bit, but you can trace it whenever you want. Okay. So you guys ready for it? And you have the thing too, the chakra thing that you can do. Okay. If it feels bad, go like that, counterclockwise. If you want to feel better, go like this, go like this, go like this, and this. Okay. Now I'm going to do this really cool visualization. Like I said, I channeled for you guys. And it's going to, you'll see, it's going to fill you up with love and help you to love yourself and to love others. And it's simple. And then you're going to have a nice final request to the universe and download. Okay. So I want you to close your eyes, take a nice deep breath in, and then slowly, slowly breathe out. You're going to imagine or visualize going all the way up from the earth, all the way up your body, up through your different chakras, which now you know what they are and that they exist. And then you're going to, as you go up above your own head, you're going to imagine going up a column of light. Now, that column of light is always there, but we sometimes forget to feel it. But right now, we're going to kind of trace it just like we traced our meridians. That column of light, we're just going right up, 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 out of our galaxy, out of our universe, all the way up, 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 till you feel or visualize a whole energy of the divine, till you feel that you have gone up this long, like almost impossibly long column to this energy that is the energy of all that is, an unconditional love, not attached to any human being, but just the love that just is. And then I want you to give that energy of beautiful, perfect, it just is divine love, a color. Give it whatever color you would like, and then give it a texture. So you might visualize, say, a lovely light pink bubble, or you might visualize a sparkling, golden, flowing kind of honey-like substance. So I'm going to be quiet for a moment so you can get your image, your color, and your texture, and your little symbol for that beautiful, perfect love. And then you're going to allow that bubble or fluid or whatever it is to slowly come all the way down that column of light that you went up. It's going to slowly, you're just observing it come all the way down into our universe, into our galaxy, back down into your own crown chakra, all the way down until it gets to your heart chakra, right in the middle of your chest. And there, you're going to observe it and feel it as it swirls around and creates this beautiful presence within your heart chakra. It's not in your physical heart, of course, it's in that energy center. And as you observe it, you can feel its warmth or its tingle. You can really feel the color of it, the texture of it. It gets bigger and bigger. And you feel that love from the universe, for yourself. And as you continue to observe it, you feel that love going out. It's those across arrows we talked about. And you're able to unconditionally love the people in your soul family and your soulmate. So if you are wanting to attract your soulmate now, I have a little prayer or request that you can say in your mind, and it is this: universe, divine, creator, source, whatever you call that energy. It is requested that my highest and best soulmate be brought to me now, that I attract them and recognize them. And then make sure you say, thank you, amen. That thank you and amen means it is done. Lets the universe know that you understand it is already happening, that you're not coming from a place of begging, but you're coming from a place of trust and confidence and readiness. If you already have your soulmate and you would love for your relationship to be deeper and more connected and more loving, here is something for you. Divine energy, universe, source, it is requested that the love and acceptance between my soulmate and me be blessed, renewed, deepened, and magnified in the highest and best way. Thank you. Amen. And then you can imagine, people with soulmates, that you are seeing your soulmate and you are seeing the connection between your heart chakra and that flowing energy, whatever image you just got, and their heart chakra. And it probably goes around in a figure eight like this, back and forth between you. Did you know you can bless a relationship the same way you can bless a person? So you're asking, it's a very religious word, bless, but you're asking a blessing from the divine to your relationship. And if it's in a really bad place right now, this is something that you can do if you're even like too upset to talk to your soulmate. You can do this. If it's too upsetting to hear your soulmate talk and you're afraid of what they might say, you can do this. So you guys, I hope that so if you have your eyes closed, you can, you can then ground back down, and you can also feel that fountain of light that goes all the way up from the earth, going up all through your chakras and fountaining out, surrounding you in a bubble of light. And know that that energy that you visualize coming down from the universe is always there. It's always there in your heart. And this visualization is simply making you more aware of it. So I hope that this has been very inspiring to you. I have loved putting together this stuff. It reminds me of all the different tools that we have to be able to, thanks for the hearts, guys, to be able to make our love relationships, which are so important to us, it's just so easy, and there's so many ways to deepen our love connections. And I hope that you especially remember to love yourselves. So thank you. Tomorrow we are going to talk about moving beyond your old beliefs and energy patterns about success and abundance. So moving beyond any poverty, any lack, any just enoughness, and into, wow, there is plenty. So we're going to do more cool stuff tomorrow. See you then.